Good evening there from Rust and Gasoline. It's been a long while since I've been doing any videos, various reasons, work. I had flu, so that took me out for 2 weeks, so I was too ill to do anything. And I think I've lost a bit of my mojo, but this is a bit of an update of where I am at the moment. So you probably saw the breakdown truck that I built a while ago. One of these jobbies, a pullback toy. Well, this one's going to be a van. To what extent or where it's going to go, I'm not quite sure yet. The idea is still evolving in my mind, but I've adapted the slot car chassis. I've got some wheels from Pendle there. I did originally try a SCADA trick axe on the back. It would have worked, but it would have looked a bit hot roddish. And I wasn't looking for that kind of look for this. You can see here I've been trying all kinds of different wheels look on this. If I can pick it up gently without anything falling apart. I'm not sure about the way I've got the motor mounted at the moment, because it's sticking down a bit too much. I might have clearance problems with that, but I have changed the back tyres on these wheels. That may alleviate that. I'm leaning towards a service van on this at the moment. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So let's just pause this a second. And there's some builds here. I've done some on this one, the MG. That's basically a vintage Airfix shell. Excuse me, with an adjustable chassis. And I can't remember what I used to mount the blocks. I think I used some plastic card not plastic card, yeah, very thick plastic card at the back, and then a plastic card tube I can screw in on the front. Vintage SCADA trick wheels. It's nearly finished, this one. I've got a driver in it now. Needs a steering wheel. Needs mounting. So I've kind of lost my mojo a bit in doing stuff lately. That's a resin Pendle kit, Riley Elf. Runs, that's the one I've had another sort of battle with clearance of the wheels on that one. A bit like the A40. There's an interior. I got one with it, but I'm not too impressed with it. If I spin this around gently. There's a rapier ongoing. I've got one of these built. I'm not too happy with the fit of the chassis, the way it sits on. And whilst I've done some work on it, interiors in it now, glasses in it, the thing that's been holding me back more than anything is I want to do the stripe in black. Now, I've had some hit and miss with masking. As careful as I've been, cotton wool buds, all the things people have said try, I've struggled a bit with that. I've got some Tamiya tape now, but it's kind of, I've been a bit wary of doing it, so that's that. So really, I've gone from doing quite a few very quickly to stagnating on this, but life gets in the way, doesn't it? What else we got? We got a Seiko Ford Anglia there. Let's put it back in the slot. Now this one, I deliberately want to do like a stock car or hot stock. These tend to run really well, these diecast Anglias. That's again an adapted toy chassis with vintage SCADA trick wheels. And I dug that Mini there out the parts bin. It was a scrapper, but I thought, well, hey ho, I got the parts kicking around, so I made that into like a hot stocks as well. So that's where we are with that stuff, folks. I've not got any further. Let's pause this. With 55 Chevy. Strip some of the parts off it, been doing some filling. around the hood scoop there. That's kind of stalled, you know, but bear in mind I originally started building that when I was about 12 or 13. I think waiting a little bit longer isn't going to hurt anyone. So I'm also going to do another video shortly on how I got started back into this really, I suppose you could say. What else is on the workbench? I've got J-type Bedford there in the background. I've got what to do. Another Morris holder. Started to try and scratch build a trailer, but I'm not too convinced with that either. So I think I said before, as a kid, very young kid, I had a Triumph Mini motorway set that I then progressed on later to Skylectric. Really got the bug big time when I was a kid with Skylectric. I read books and things, and I could see some of the cars that used to be made by Airfix, but down to the internet, and I didn't go to toy fairs, you know, I wasn't able to get hold of them other than buying. They still made the Mark 1 Cortinas and Minis, so I managed to get those, but the other things were just dreams, so I'd get kits and convert them as a kid rather. So, but getting back into this, really started off with this one, Airfix MRRC, and I restored a few of these first before I started getting to the kits, I suppose, just to dip my toes in the water. And this was literally in the scrap bin, you know. It'd been in a collection of my die-cast restoration toolkit with old stickers. Was probably going to end up on eBay, but I'd bought some static kits, cleaned those up, restored those as like track top scenery things, and then moved on to this and managed to make more new tyres, a bit of dust on that look. Painted in acrylic paint from a local parts store. Now I know these are crude, these Airfix cars, but they've got actual steering on. There's the long braids and the early twin pin guide look. That was the first one that I saved. Popping back into his box. I can't remember if the E-Type came. Yeah, I think the E-Types came next. That I'd bought with a little marketplace purchase, a Skylectric Nissan 240Z, and this needs a bit of detailing around the headlamps if we can get the chrome pen out and be brave. But this again was in terrible state. Problem with these is getting them apart completely, because the top halves at least were kit based. Now in this era, I could be wrong, people would tell me off and say I'm wrong, but I think these were came in the motorised conversion kits. I'm not so sure if they did a ready to run one in that era, but I'd have to do some research on that, obviously. That drives really well, that does. It's a lovely one to have around the track. That's the E-Type. Then oh yes, in between I bought this one from a slot car company. I can't remember the name of it now. I bought some like Rapier in the other video, and some built slots. This came as a part assembled MRRC car. I think they were just trying to get rid of parts and pieces they left over from I know that when it was in Jersey. But that's another one. Obviously much newer, probably. The other ones are probably 50 years old plus. And that kind of leads me, popping over there, to something I built when I was a kid. Going back to the Airfix Cortinas, I had a paper round, could buy things. Bought a Cortina. One day my dad was doing some work on his Maxi, and I decided this Cortina, I loved it. It looked all plasticky, so I wanted my dad to paint it for me. In the stripping down, the parts got lost, like headlamps, grille. So, and I did attempts to paint it properly, and it was just a mess. But I was left with the innards. Now at the time, Airfix, I can't remember what year it was, I brought out kits. Excuse that over there. Look, they brought out, sorry about this folks, they brought out custom car kits using what was the Airfix modern car series, or what they probably got left of the moulds. So at the time I built one of these. I didn't have a spoiler on my one then, I don't think, but it would have looked pretty similar to this. You know, and these are electric wheels. Colin Spark got me some nice big fat tires to the back, and that runs really well. I mean, not rocket science, you know, it's kind of rejuvenating the Airfix platform or chassis. And then I think the scrap body that this one had left behind, I used on the kit, which is downstairs. But yeah, Johnson motor, and there's that look. So that's how I started getting back. I mean, you can see the back there, look. That's a rather battered Airfix MG1100, an original one. So I think I said before, it's got a crack across the chassis. These came with, again, modern car series body, and all the bits you can adapt them to a slot car. And I've been trying to get a full set of these. I think I'm pretty much there with that in terms of getting the set. So after the dabblings with the Airfix stuff, I missed out on one about the yellow Mini, but that's in another video. I started on the kit. I'd had these kits for years, and the first one I did was this Anglia. It's very similar to the Pendle kit, but it wasn't a Pendle kit. It came from somewhere else. And I think I said that I had problems with the body cracked. I only flexed it slightly, and the body crack was a bit of a disaster. And at the time I tried all kinds of different glues to try and remedy it. In the end I found, with a bit of patience, and 2-pack Araldite. Runs pretty good, very classic looking, very stock looking, which is the look I was going for. So that was the first one. Back into, well, first resin one I did, yeah, first resin one. So, and then we got this one. That was a Pendle kit. Now I'd wanted this, it might not show in the video. I wanted like Ford Imperial Maroon. Again, when I was looking at this one, bear in mind the other one had the crack or the flaw in the resin. This had the same flaw, so beside it cracking and the same malarkey. I reinforced it. Those are like reproduction Minilite type wheels. Drives pretty good. What did I do after that? I'm trying to remember what the order of things here. Just pause a second. Then came a resin shell that I bought. I did try doing a brass chassis, failed, well, stalled, and then I found I had an adaptable chassis that would work really well. This body was terrible. It's probably not brilliant now, but it's a lot better than what it was. Drives really well, this. So resin body off eBay, adjustable chassis look, mounted on plastic card, mounts, vintage Skyletric wheels. That drives really well, and funny enough, you know, a lot of these are built, I've not ran them much, you know. I also actually have some fun running them. So, and in between this, I was playing around with this Zephyr. It was a terrible flipping resin body. When you get, well, when I got this, all the, you might see on previous videos, all the windows were just solid. I had to drum them out really careful and make windows, you know. This is the one that I had problems with the traction, if you remember in the other video. That's an adaptive Mercedes Skyletric chassis. I've had to wipe the back end down up with plastic card. Back there's a frog eye that I built. And then I think the next one I did was a resin angle, not a resin angler, sorry. Psycho toy, pullback toy, Anglia. Now I've found that these actually go a lot better, even than the kits, you know, the resin kits. Maybe the white helps it go on the track. You got to relieve a lot around the arches, you know. I suppose rather crudely I've adapted the chassis there. Look, toy car chassis. They're almost, if you ever do one of these, or you fancy, they're almost built to be adapted. Actually, and it drives or runs absolutely fantastic. You know, I see these for sale quite often where someone's done a very quick conversion. I don't know what chassis they're using, but they just leave the wheels sticking out miles. I don't know why. Well, probably because of clearance. You've got to start cutting all the arches out. Maybe it's quicker than just to sell them quickly like that. So yeah, resin Psycho Ford Anglia, and that's how they drive. Absolutely brilliant. You know, goes like a rocket, that does, to be honest. And I want that to be more of a modified one than the other ones, you know. I always joke this one's got a 2-litre Pinto and a 5-speed 4 gearbox in it. So that's that one. Then came the Austin A40. This is a George Turner kit, slot car kit. That was when I had, you know, real problems with the clearance. Probably caused by my choice of wheels, but again, I do really like those refurb Scalatric wheels on these. And in between that, I think ongoing I built the breakdown truck there. Look, remember that in another video. Adapted toy chassis. That's got a Johnson Scalatric motor, and I scratch built the boom at the back, or the breakdown jib out of parts and pieces of an old washing tub container. So that's the builds there for you, look, that I've done. That brings us up to date, really. Lots of future things I want to do going forwards. That's an Airfix MG1100 shell. I was hoping to use the underpinnings of that very badly what I missed out was a little low loader. Look, there have been videos on this. I think it was an old vintage March GP Formula 1 car, chassis adapted. I think I used a brass for the flatbed, and a Johnson motor. Could have done without the wheelbase extending really on that one, but I got that far into the build. It was it would have been a bit more difficult to adapt it to anything else. It could have been done, but I'd have had to have done a full chassis. So it's got a vintage Airfix Mini Cooper, just as a little load on the back. I do want to do some more breakdown trucks and low loads and different things, you know, pickup trucks, if I can find suitable 1/32 stuff to adapt. And that's the biggest problem I find is getting stuff the right scale. It either totally isn't, or it says it is and it isn't. One of the latest ones I bought diecast was a Seiko E-Type. Now, actually, while I was out, I meant to compare the Airfix E-Type with it to check out the scale aspect. I think it's got promise. I think it does look a pretty good representation of a 1/32 scale. We'll have a little pan across the Flynn's brake yard before we call this a day. Look, I want to use the underpinnings of the very badly conditioned Airfix motorised conversion kit that I showed you. But again, you know, sometimes trying to get these things apart, they don't always come apart so well. So I think this one will get an adjustable chassis, otherwise it'll end up damaging it beyond any recognition. And I'm probably going to keep this in the plastic, detail it up, you know, silver, the bumpers, the grille, and you know, so that was a plan. I bought the two, paid far too much for them. That plan went badly wrong. That's an Airfix MRRC Porsche, ready to run. Got some other things over here. Whiting in the wings. It's a club and special. It's a different chassis. If I had one of the ready to run ones, I'd show you. These came in a kit, but they were a lot more expensive, these was. I think these lingered on in production quite a long time. It needs restoration, but a nice bit of kit. I'm not sure what model that is. It's an old, is it a Cooper? Yep, it's a Cooper. Needs restoring. I'm not sure the origin of this one. It's a nice bit of kit. I don't think I've ever even tried it. And an Airfix Ferrari. Probably come out of a set, you know, racing car set. Needs restoration. So that probably brings us to a little bit of a close on this. What else we got? Let's just pan over the track. I restored a Britain's Land Rover in between, early series one. It was like a track support vehicle. That was in terrible state. That was. It was all brush painted and knocked about. Because they're good 132 scale those. And I do like to have a bit of track scenery, as you can see. Look, I think it just adds life with it, you know, the paddocks and things being worked on. Just adds a bit of life to things. That's a kit built Airfix MG. You might see the top off there doesn't run very well. It's got an early RX electric motor. There's the little garage, look. You've seen this before. That's my Airfix track, which was my test track. Electric in the middle. That's going to get dismantled and put away. They're rare hairpin turns, or dragster turns, I called them. It's going to be stowed away. I don't want to put this on some board, because obviously the fluff of the carpet and stuff like that doesn't do anybody any favours. So, only a bit of a short one. I keep saying that I'm going to do a video on the motorised conversion kits. That means getting catalogues out, lining things out. Not impossible, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it as best as I can. So, like and subscribe. Any comments if you want to know anything about the slots. So this channel really was supposed to be for real cars, classics, hot rods, you know, but anything car-wise. You know, I've been die-cast collecting for years. Because of weather, it's probably rained pretty much constantly since Christmas, and the other times when it hasn't, I've been at work or been ill, so kind of stopped me in my tracks. So catch you in the next one, guys. Hope I haven't bored you too much. Like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one. I want to use the underpinnings of the very badly conditioned Airfix motorised conversion kit that I showed you. But again, you know, sometimes trying to get these things apart, they don't always come apart so well. So I think this one will get an adjustable chassis, otherwise it'll end up damaging it beyond any recognition. And I'm probably going to keep this in the plastic, detail it up, you know, silver, the bumpers, the grille, and you know, so that was a plan. I bought the two, paid far too much for them. That plan went badly wrong. That's an Airfix MRRC Porsche, ready to run. Got some other things over here. Whiting in the wings. It's a club and special. It's a different chassis. If I had one of the ready to run ones, I'd show you. These came in a kit, but they were a lot more expensive, these was. I think these lingered on in production quite a long time. It needs restoration, but a nice bit of kit. I'm not sure what model that is. It's an old, is it a Cooper? Yep, it's a Cooper. Needs restoring. I'm not sure the origin of this one. It's a nice bit of kit. I don't think I've ever even tried it. And an Airfix Ferrari. Probably come out of a set, you know, racing car set. Needs restoration. So that probably brings us to a little bit of a close on this. What else we got? Let's just pan over the track. I restored a Britain's Land Rover in between, early series one. It was like a track support vehicle. That was in terrible state. That was. It was all brush painted and knocked about. Because they're good 132 scale those. And I do like to have a bit of track scenery, as you can see. Look, I think it just adds life with it, you know, the paddocks and things being worked on. Just adds a bit of life to things. That's a kit built Airfix MG. What's in the top off there? Doesn't run very well. It's got an early RX electric motor. There's the little garage. Look, you've seen this before. That's my Airfix track, which was my test track. Scattertrick in the middle. That's going to get dismantled and put away. They're rare hairpin turns, or dragster turns they call them. It's going to be stowed away. I don't want to put this on some board, because obviously the fluff of the carpet and stuff like that doesn't do anybody any favours. So, only a bit of a short one. I keep saying that I'm going to do a video on the motorized conversion kits. That means getting catalogues out, lining things out. Not impossible, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it as best as I can. So, like and subscribe. Any comments if you want to know anything about the slots. So this channel really was supposed to be for real cars, classics, hot rods, you know, but anything car wise, you know. I've been die-cast collecting for years. Because of weather, it's probably rained pretty much constantly since Christmas, and the other times when it hasn't, I've been at work or been ill, so kind of stopped me in my tracks. So catch you in the next one, guys. Hope I haven't bored you too much. Like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one.